call, what we did? Any thoughts, any feedback, anyone you tried to apply that? Any takeaways you want to share? Anyone wants to share? Tell me something you learned, something which struck you from the last session. You all were there, right? Most of you were there. Ari, you want to share something?
I really liked how they did that where they did reenacting kind of like they like the three options and it was like you had to like act it out. I really liked that.
You have to?
Like act it out. I really liked it. That thing it like gave me an idea of like the different examples.
Wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, these are, very, very practical things, my dear friends. And when you learn these from a tender age, which all of you are in your teenage or below teen, when we learn this from an early age, we will have such important tools for essential part of life, which is communication, right? Which we all discuss that there is so much room we all have for improvement, right? There's always room for improvement. Okay, so it's 7:20, so we'll chant one round for 10 minutes, and then we will continue the Dhruv Maharaj series. This is the third session, right? In the Dhruva story, right? We have done 2 sessions, so let's all take our japamalas, and we will um, chant one round together, and then we will study Srimad Bhagavatam, the story of Dhruva. Is that okay? Thank you, Navya, for joining. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. You want to wear your mala? Please, everyone, take your mala. Okay, you have it. Great. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
How do we do none?
What none?
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Ram Hare Ram Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Ram Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram,
Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare
Ram,
Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Ram Ram Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Ram Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Ram
Ram,
Ram Hare
Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Ram
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
Ram
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram Ram.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
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 Ram,
Ram Hare Ram
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 Ram.
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram.
Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram Hare
Ram.
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare 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 Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram.
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram.
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare 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 Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram.
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna. Na Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna.
Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna.
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna.
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna. Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Ram
So,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namo Vishnupadaya, Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhaktivedanta, Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarini Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram जलधर शशिवर्णो गोपवेशो किशोरो सहचर गणवृन्दै क्रीडमानौ व्रजेषु नटवरजितवेषो नीलपीताम्बराद्यो जगतजननहेतो रामकृष्ण नतोऽस्मि. Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnavas, friends, amazing souls, thank you so much for joining. I see Nimai, Kabir. I also can see that Kriya is also there next to you. Is it true? Very well. Thank you, Kriya, for joining. Dhruv, Avni, Pari, Shambhavi, Bionto, Ansh, Vedi, Lakshya, Vedant, Ovi, Shlok, Navya, and Nena. Thank you all for joining. Do you want to share how you're feeling today? How many of you have spring break going on or is starting? How many of you have spring break going on? How many of you had it last week? Or today is technically the last day? Okay. Technically, you're still in your spring break, like half of you, right? Or almost all of you. I think beyond to like this northeast states, they have it late because of the snow, right? Boston and other states. You're in Philadelphia, Boston, beyond to?
Yeah.
Okay. And where is Pari and Dhruv? Same?
Also Philadelphia.
Which city?
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia is okay. Philadelphia is the city. Which state is it in?
Pennsylvania.
Okay. Sorry for my geography. I didn't. Good. Thanks for helping me. It's close to New York?
Yeah, like it takes me 2 hours to drive to New York, I guess you could say.
New York City. Okay. Nice. So do you plan to attend the New York Rath Yatra? It's a big one coming up.
Maybe.
Yeah, please try it out. Have you Dhruv, Pari?
We've been to the Philadelphia Theater many times. I think our parents have been to the New York one. It's really far away.
I drive every week 2 hours for program. Try it out. You will have an amazing experience. Ask your parents if you can all go. It'll be a very nice experience. Okay, great. So last time we were talking, of course, we had the seminar, the nonviolent communication. I hope you all relished it. I asked some of you, all of you to make video. I hope some of you did that. If you did, you want to post that, please by all means send it out. And if you want to make that in some other form, not a video, that's also fine, right? You can make a cartoon, you can make an animation, you can make so many things with it. The concept, the idea is to apply things which we learn. Otherwise, we'll forget it. Give a thumbs up if you agree with that. Hmm? You agree? Okay, if we don't apply things we learn, then we forget that, right? So on the same lines, if we don't revise the verses which we memorize, we will forget them, right? So what's the verse most of you memorized? The 4:8:34. Narad Muni's instructions to Dhruva on how to remain, how to not be carried in the worldly kind of obstacles, right? You remember that verse? How many of you have memorized? How to deal with three kinds of people, Narad Muni said. Raise your hand if you know that verse. Kabir memorized. I know some of you posted with that. Yeah, please raise it clearly so I can see. Yes, good, Dhruv. Nice. Okay, Vedanta, you want to recite, and then Pari, and then I would love if Kriya wants to recite the Twameva Mata verse, if she's comfortable. Yes, let's do it. The three verses. Yeah. Vedant, Pari, and then Kriya.
I kind of forgot.
Don't worry, I'll help you. We're all one team. Right out. Guna.
Gunadhikan, Mudan Lipsid, Anu
No.
Koshan.
Rosham, yes.
Yeah, I don't remember the rest.
Guna, Damat. Lower gunas or less qualities. Anukrosham, Guna, Damat. Okay. Who can complete the other two lines? Pari, you want to complete?
I actually also had forgotten.
Okay. Who will help here? Kabir? That's the word.
So can I just recite the full verse?
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Gunadhatikaya mudam lipse anukrosham gunadamat maitrenam samada anviche nata pera vibhuyate.
Excellent. Beautiful. Very well done. And your sister wants to recite the other one? You want to try, Kriya? We'll be all very happy to hear from you.
Jipita tvameva tvameva bandhu chasakha tvameva tvameva vidya draviram tvameva tvameva sarvam mama deva deva.
Wow, beautiful. Everyone, please share some emojis to encourage and appreciate Kriya and Kabir. Excellent. Very well done. How many of you know this Twameva Mata verse? How many of you know? Okay, please do it. I requested if you already know this, then go to the Gunadaman verse, right? But this is the easier and important one from Mahabharata. Oh, so Krishna is our mother, Krishna is our father, Krishna is our everything, right? Easy, very, very easy verse, okay? And Vedai, are we jotting all the verses in that our file? Are we keeping log of all that? Or Avni, is someone doing that?
It has not been updated, but I'll do that.
Yeah, I know it's it's a small task, but it's important, right? So if you could do that and share that revised link with all in the group, so we develop our kind of repository and a log of all the verses which everyone has been memorizing. Okay, thank you for doing that. Okay, my dear friends, and I will always, reinforce the positive. If you don't memorize, if you don't do, I will not say, hey, I'll not complain or criticize that. I'll just focus. And, even if one person is doing it, it means a lot to me. And I'll reinforce the positive, right? I'm not complaining or upset about it. I'm just sharing my feelings that I'll focus more on reinforcing the positive. You understand reinforcing the positive? Everyone understands that? I'll reinforce the positive behavior rather than complain about the not so appropriate things. Okay? Yes, Ansh, what's on your mind?
I memorized a new verse.
Which one?
राधा कृष्ण प्रणय विकृतिर लादनी शक्तिरस्मान् एकद्मानव अपि भुवि पुरा देव भेदगतौ तौ चैतन्याख्यं प्रकृतमधुना तद्विदं चेत् किमख्यं राधा भावद्युति सुबलितं नौमि कृष्ण स्वरूपम्.
Wow, beautiful. Good job. That's a long one. Beautiful. Thank you. Okay, so now we'll go into today's discussion. We are talking about the story of Dhruva, right? So where were we? Anyone recalls? So Dhruva, we have covered a lot of things already, like Dhruva's meeting with Suruchi, then Dhruva's meeting with Suniti, then Suniti's instructions. Then he went to the forest, and then he met whom? Please type in. Everyone can type in. Whom did he meet while he was on the way to search for the absolute? Okay, Narad. Okay, perfect. So when the soul, when the jiva is searching for God, then Krishna arranges for a guru like Narada. And Narada, tested him, right? Why are you taking it so seriously? We finally came to text 34, which some of you memorized also, that there are three kinds of people, those who have higher qualities or more qualities than us, guna adhika. Adhika means extra. We should be happy to see them, joyful, and learn from them. Those who have less qualities than us, then adhama, guna adhama. Adham means less. Those who have less qualities, we should not feel anger towards them. Anukrosha. Rather, we should be compassionate, care. And those who have equal, samanad, we should have a friendship, maitrim. Maitrim samanat anvichena. If someone does these three kinds of behaviors towards these three kinds of people, na tapir abhibhuyate. One will not suffer the material pangs or the miseries of this material world. Okay, so now let's read further. And like always, raise your hand if you want to read. And if your turn comes, at that point, you can, lower your hand. So do the electronic one. It makes it easy. Raise your electronic hand or the Zoom hand, and then we'll read verses nicely. Okay, let's start with Pari and then Navya. So 35th.
Dhruva Maharaj said, My dear Lord Naraji, for a person whose heart is disturbed by the material conditions of happiness and distress, whatever you have so kindly explained for attainment of peace of mind is certainly a very good instruction. But as far as I am concerned, I am covered by ignorance, and this kind of philosophy does not touch my heart.
My dear Lord, I'm very impudent for not accepting your instructions, but this is not my fault. It is due to my having been born in the Kshatriya family. My stepmother Suruchi has pierced my heart with her harsh words. Therefore, your valuable instruction does not stand in my heart.
Avni, next.
Can you scroll up, Prabhuji? I can't. Oh, wait, sorry. Okay. Text 37. O learned Brahmana, I want to occupy a position more exalted than any yet achieved within the three worlds by anyone, even by my father and grandfather. If you will oblige, kindly advise me of an honest path to follow by which I can achieve the goal of my life.
Very nice. Dhruv, next. And Avni, sorry, Vaidehi for the following one.
My dear Lord, you are worthy son of Lord Brahma, and you travel playing on your musical instrument, the veena, for the welfare of the entire universe. You are like the sun, which rotates in universe for the benefit of all living beings.
Okay, we'll pause here. Okay, so we read 4 verses, right? We'll take some thoughts here. We read 4 verses. So Dhruva, maybe make some notes here. So let's do a quick revision also. You all see, and you all will type in, and I'll just capture or raise your hand. You can speak up or type, whatever is easy for you. So when Sunuti said, okay, go to forest, Dhruva did that, right? Yes? To search for the absolute, to search for God. And what was his intention? Okay, why did Dhruva want to see God? Type in, or yeah, you want to speak and others can type.
Was it to become a king? Oh wait, I mean like to get reborn into like Suniti's yeah, be reborn with Suniti.
No, he was already in Suniti's child, so Ruchi was the other.
Suniti, sorry.
But that was not his motive. He was hurt by hearing that. Suruchi said, if you go to God and pray and do all that, you'll be born as my child in the next life. But that was not his. So he wanted to basically prove, he wanted to get the absolute for the real stuff and the kingdom, right? To make a greater kingdom. Yes, then his great grandfather, Brahma. And then finally he met Narada. So what did Narada, first time Narada told Dhruva? Not, right? I'm not talking about what he's going to tell later. In the first episode, like which we have already read, can you share a few points, some instructions which Narada gave? Yeah, everyone can type in what Narada told him. The first episode, not later. Narada will tell something. Yeah, type in or speak up. Yes, Dhruv, Ansh, please tell.
Are you talking about the instructions or when he was asking why are you taking such austerity for such a small thing?
Yeah, the first time when Narada met him, like all these verses, right?
Oh, then he was like, if you're such a little boy, why are you taking this seriously?
Yes, that's one. So basically, from this point onwards, he approached Dhruva and spoke as follows from text 26 till 34, right? He said many things, but we'll just try to capture the essence. So why to take insults so seriously, right? Like you are just a 5-year-old. 5-year-old don't take, stuff seriously. So basically this is from text 26 to 34, right? In this chapter. Narada told Dhruva, like the first episode, okay, Narad Muni Navya has mentioned to go back to the kingdom. Okay, yes, right? Okay. Don't take the offense so basically same. Don't take the insult so seriously. And your age is to play, right? And have fun, right? Mhm. And even if you want, like, be equipoised, right? That's what I said. Be equipoised. Tolerate the insult. Even if you didn't like something, to tolerate. What else? Hmm? Why are you taking the insult so seriously, right? One who's intelligent is satisfied, right? Basically, whatever favorable, like equipoised, right? Be equipoised. Hmm. So what else he told? It's very hard, right? You're searching for God. This is another important point, right? You will get a chance for. It's very hard. You should not endeavor for this. It will not be successful. That's an important point, right? So equipoise on it that this path is very hard. Can we say that? What else? Who else wants to type in or speak up? Vedi, yes, please tell.
My hand was raised from earlier.
Oh.
Sorry, but I
Guys,
don't actually remember some of this.
you can see also and like just try to summarize. It's okay. 26 to 34. And then this verse basically how to treat different people. So satisfaction, right? So satisfaction in text 33, satisfaction in this here 29. So in short, don't take it seriously, tolerate, be satisfied, and in short, he is testing, right? So tested Dhruva and kind of challenge him that you may not be successful, right? And then what did Dhruva say? So Dhruva replied to Narada from text 35. So 4 verses you read. Now you all read it today. So let's take the key points from those 5 or few verses. Okay. Can you all share what did Dhruva say? Just key highlights. We all read it today. Come on, guys, help me or speak up. What did Dhruva say? Yes, I will do. I'll remain satisfied. Yes, Shambhavi, please.
He did not want to go back to the kingdom.
Sorry?
He did not want to go back to the kingdom.
Yeah, he does to his father's kingdom. He doesn't want to go, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Very nice. So don't want to go back to father. You said that? Let's just make sure. What else he said? Yes, Vedi, is it from the previous or is it like new
This
hand?
is for what we just read.
Okay.
He acknowledges that what Nagmani is saying is true, but that he is covered by
Okay, your pros. So acknowledging and accepting one's or his situation. That's very, very important. Oh, Narad Muni, your advice is great. He advice, did he say, oh, your advice is nonsense? No, he didn't say that. He said, your advice is very wonderful, but I can't follow. I am a Kshatriya. My blood is boiling. So what is this quality, what great quality is being exhibited here? Your advice is great, but I am in covered up with illusion. I cannot follow, sorry. What quality is reflected here? Everyone type in, please. What quality of Dhruva is reflected here in this few statements? Humility, courage, yeah, incapacity, determination, humility. Okay. I was also thinking of honesty. Humility, humility is you can say that, but I feel it's more honesty, right? That yes, what you're saying is correct, but I can't do it. Humility is more I'm your surrendered servant, I will do what you say. That's more humility. But here we see it's more honesty that, sir, your advice is great, but my situation doesn't allow me to follow your advice. So being honest and upfront and accepting one situation, very, very important. So what did he say? Okay, your advice is great, right? But I'm disturbed by the material conditions, right? So whatever, these I'm covered with ignorance. So understanding my shortcomings, my heart is pierced with the harsh words, and I want to get a great position. So you tell me how can I get to the goal? So honestly asked, how, inquired also, right? We can say inquire how to get to the goal. And what was his goal? To get a position, even by my great exalted position achieved within 3 worlds, even by my great grandfather. Basically, a great kingdom, a great position, right? So kingdom / position greater than Brahma, grandfather, great grandfather, right? That was his goal. So he inquired, honestly, humbly inquired. Okay, let's read further. Narad Muni now gives him the instructions. Okay, raise your hand if you would like to read and have not read so far today. Yes, Ansh and Vedi.
Mm.
39. Ansh, can you see 39? I can't hear you. You need to see something, some issue with your technical issue. Vedi, you want to go ahead? Then Nishita can go after Vedi.
Hare Krishna. The sage Maitreya continued, the great personality Narad Muni, upon hearing the words of Dhruva Maharaj, became very compassionate toward him, and in order to show him his causeless mercy, he gave him the following expert advice.
So Narad Muni tested him that he was firm in his goal. So that's another important quality we can learn, right? He was firm in his goal. What was his goal? He didn't want to compromise, right? Not compromising. It's a good quality. Like a Chataka bird, like, Vyavasayatmika buddhi. I want to get that no matter what, right? We should have a great goal in life. And we should seriously strive towards it. So then Narad Muni, after testing that, yes, he was uncompromising and he was very serious. Let's see what he spoke. Yes, Nishita.
The great sage Narada told Dhruva Maharaj, the instruction given by your mother Suniti to follow the path of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead is just suitable for you. You should therefore completely absorb yourself in the devotional service of the Lord.
Very well. Thank you. So now it's hard for all of us to remember afterwards. So we'll try to make notes during, right? So Narada told Dhruva. Now this time, this is like the part 2. He's telling about what? Bhakti process. Now this is very, very important instructions which Narada Muni gave. And he reaffirmed that, yes, what your mother told us to do, basically, worship Lord Vishnu. Bhakti Yoga in short, right? Also told by Suniti, right? The mother of Dhruva. And this is text number 40. Yes, next, Kabir, then Bionto. Go ahead,
Should I go?
Kabir.
Should I go? Oh,
Which text, Prabhuji? No, that's what you want. Any person who desires the fruits of the four principles religiously, economic development, sense gratification, and at the end, liberation, should engage himself in the devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for worship of his lotus feet yields the fulfillment of all these.
Very nice. We'll do the Sanskrit also for this. Dharmartha kama moksha. Moksha kyam. Ya ichhe shreya atmana. Ekam hi eva haristatra karanam padasevanam. Different people in the world have different desires, correct? Can you name a few things which people are aspiring for when they approach God? Anything in your mind, like not what they should think, but what they are generally. Yes? Yes, please tell. You can type in or speak. Yes, Avni, Ansh. I see money, grades. Okay, Avni, yeah, success. Okay. Intelligence. Okay, I'll write all those what people ask God. You said money, fame, intelligence, success, power. By success also they mean either of these things, right? Power. What else? Grades. Okay, forget about others. What have you asked from God in the current or in the past? Don't people go for health also, right? If they have some health disease, right? God, please save my mother, son, daughters, fathers, right? A lot of people go for health. Please tell me, what have you asked God in the past? Okay. Some have asked for health, okay. Grades. Some have asked for sibling, brother, sister, okay. Happiness, okay, that's an interesting word. How many of you have asked for toys? Anyone has asked for toys? Or new bike or something, new bike or new some robotic something, right? How many have asked for pizza? How many? Anyone? Or okay, I'm just putting on. So as we see, different people approach God for different reasons. One time, I'll tell you an interesting joke. How many of you know what's bundi? Bundi, you've seen like small, like sugar balls, like right? Maybe. Um, in India, many people, when I was small at your age, like 10 years old, they distributed in temple. So many people ask God. They take some bundis. These are like small. You buy like for 5 rupees, you could get like 50 or 100 of those bundis. Very in that time, things were also much cheaper. So people had 100, bundi danas, but they had 100 or 500 desires. So one person asked God, "Oh God, if you give me $50,000, I will give you 50%. If I get, a good deal in my business, if I earn $50,000, I'll give you 50%. And what's 50% of 50,000? Who knows the answer? Raise your hand if you know the 50% of 50,000. Okay, type in reply to me. Type in your answer. Everyone. 50% of 50,000 is how much? Okay, all of you got this right. 25,000. Good. So that was easy one, right? Good, good. But still, I think many people need calculator to do that part also, but you got it. So anyways, so he said he will give 50%, but somehow he is in his business, in his venture, the profit was, instead of the 50,000 profit, he got 25,000 profit. Now, if you were that person, what would you have done in that situation? Anyone wants to say? Like the profit was not, I mean, still it was not a loss, right? Still 25,000 is good money, right? So he didn't get a loss, which is great, but he only got $25,000 profit. So now, what was his commitment to God? 50%. So what is his supposed to be, the money he's supposed to be giving to God? Right? Type in the answer. 50%, right? He was supposed to be giving 50% of the profit, right? That was his commitment. So what is his new expected goal? What is the new profit he earned, a new 50% of that profit? Yes, 12 and a half, right? So he should be giving 12 and a half thousand to God as per, because he still got the rest 50%, right? For himself. But he said, God, wow, you are so intelligent. You took your share in advance, right? You took your 25,000 in advance. So this is 25,000 is mine. Oh, Krishna. So people try to trick God, but God is the trickster of all, right? So Narada Muni is saying, yes, many people approach God for different reasons. It's not bad, it's not incorrect, but it's not the best. We will see that later. At least they are trying to approach the feet of Krishna, right? That's better than not approaching, correct? So, whether for health, economic development, sense gratification, whatnot, my dear boy, therefore wish all good fortune to you. You should go. Okay, now he gets into the specific. The specifics, what he told. Go to the bank of Yamuna. There's a virtuous forest named Madhuvan. So amongst the 12 forests of Raja, there are 12 forests, right? Go to Madhuvan and there be purified. Just by going there, one draws nearer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So what does that mean? It's kind of one of the forests of Raja, Madhuvan, like Vrindavan, Talvan, Bahulavan, etc. What does it mean one draws nearer to the Supreme Lord just by going there? What does it mean? Can someone elaborate this? You go to the bank of Yamuna, go to the forest Madhuvan, like Vrindavan. Who would like to elaborate this? Anyone wants to try? Okay, just if I tell you it's a holy dham, yes. So if I tell you go to Vrindavan and just by going there, you will feel nearer to God. Is that correct? No, why does it happen? So that's basically when the place has an effect, right? If I say, oh, just go to the gym, and just by going there, you'll feel like working out. Is that fair? Right? If I say, hey, go to the library, just by going there, you'll feel closer to studies and feel like studying. Is that fair? So every place has an effect, right? So just by, like, every person has an effect, right? Every place has an effect. The power of association, the power of place. Dharma Kshetra, Kurukshetra, the place has an impact. right? The kind of environment we are in has an impact. So just by being in a holy place, as Lakshmi mentioned, Vrindavan, Madhuvan, Yamuna, Holy River, Holy Dham, we will feel closer to God. So, how many of you been to some holy dham, Vrindavan, Mayapur, Govardhan, any, or even New Vrindavan temple or Lachu, any temple, any holy place, right? You all, just by being there, do you feel closer to God? Right? So that's the meaning here. Hmm. So, what is it saying? Go there and play Pokemon? What is it saying? So let's write. Let's write. What are all the specifics he said? We'll see. Worship Lord Vishnu from text number 40 onwards. Go to where? Go to Madhuvan. You can type in and river Yamuna. So proximity to Krishna. So we need a right place. Basically, to be close to God, can we chant in a shopping mall? What do you say? Can we chant in a McDonald's? Can we do that in a shopping mall? Well, you can say yes, I can do. Hmm? You can take your beads in McDonald's and chant. You can take your beads in the shopping mall and chant. But will that chanting be as good as a chanting in a holy place? No, certainly not. Right? So that's the intent. To get the maximum benefit, like can you study in the shopping mall? You can take your book and you'll get something. Maybe in an hour you will be able to get 10-minute worth of stuff. But in that quiet, peaceful mode of goodness environment, you'll be able to get it much stronger and better, right? The same with bhakti. So the place has a very important role here. So right place is important to practice the right thing. Like for doing, bhakti, we need the right place, the right environment. And now we'll say, well, I cannot leave my home family and go to Madhuvan and do like Dhruva, right? Then we can at least try to create a sacred space at home. Even a simple, nice, clean place, table, chair, right? Or sitting on the ground, asana, if you have some deity picture, right? It's easy to focus. Okay? So clean, simple, and sacred place is helpful in our meditation. So let's see what further. So go there and you'll feel closer. Let's read text 43. Who has not read? Yes, Shambhavi.
Narada Muni instructed, my dear boy, in the waters of Yamuna River, which is known as Kalindi, you should take 3 baths daily, because the water is very auspicious, scared and clear.
Sacred.
After bathing, you
This word is sacred, pure.
and clear. After bathing, you should perform the necessary regulative principles of Astangana,
Ashtanga is 8. 8. Yeah.
Ashtanga yoga, and then sit down on your asana sitting place in a calm and quiet position.
Very nice. Okay, so let's write what further he said. So go to Madhuvan, right? Take bath. How many times? Once a week? How many times he said? 3 times a week? What? 3 times a day. Well, for us, at least we should try to take once. If we can, if we did a lot of like sweating and if we slept in the day, so we should at least take twice. So the cleanliness is if you sleep more than 1 hour in the day, like you had a bigger nap, then you should take bath. Or if you are very sweaty, came out from like work or yoga, or sweating a lot, you can take bath. So once every morning, that's minimum, right? We should all take bath, and if we came from an unclean place, right, we should take bath. Even after clearing our bowels, like sometimes, yes, we clear in the bowels before bath in the morning, but as per the Vedic culture, if we clear our bowels, sometimes, our health is not okay. We may have to go twice to clear our bowels, right? It may happen sometimes, right? We should take bath after clearing our bowels also. Does that make sense? Is it something you can consider? I'm not being preachy. I'm just being, sharing something. Like 3 times a day may be a little too much in our situation, but try at least once and sometimes twice also. Okay. What else? What else he told? What else Narada told Dhruva? Guys, we just read. Come on. We just read in this verse. Yes, Pari.
Like from like Ashtanga yoga and like meditate.
Yes, practice Ashtanga yoga. Ashta means what? 8. How many of you know the Sanskrit counting? Raise your hand. It was one of your homeworks, right? How many of you know the 1 to 10 Sanskrit? Ashta means 8. Okay. What's 1? Who knows 1? Help me out. Raise your hand if you know. Yeah.
Is it Ekeha?
Eka. Yeah. Raise your hand. I'll ask you to unmute, and quickly you can unmute. Okay. Who knows 2? 2? Yes. With Vedi.
Like dwa, like
Dwa.
go.
Go. No bhuto. You can add this also in our like verse memorization list, huh? The Sanskrit counting. 3. Raise your hand. Yes, Ansh.
3.
3. Traya. Yeah. Trayodashi, right? Remember? Trayodashi? 3. Trayo. Okay. 4. Yes, Beyonto.
Chatur, Chatur.
Chatur. Okay. Chatvaraha. Okay. Good. 5. Are you Googling? Who all are Googling? Don't Google. Yes, how many?
Is it like Pancha?
Pancha, yes. And try to link it, like Panchatattva, right? 6. The Goswamis, right? What do we say? Yes. Ansh?
Shata.
Shat. Yes. Saptarishi. Sapt is 7. Ashta. Ashta Anga. Anga means limbs. Ashta Anga. Then now is 9. Dasha is 10. Okay. So everyone please try. It will help. So what are these 8 limbs of Ashtanga Yoga? Yam, Niyam. Samadhi. Okay. Let's see. I quickly search for it. It basically starts with different aspects of meditation. Yama, Niyama, Asana. Asana means poses, right? In yoga, that's quite famous. These days, the yoga people, they mostly do the asanas and the pranayams, right? How many of you know the names of some asana? How many of you do some asanas or poses, yoga poses? Like Chakrasan, Dhanurasan, Bhujangasana. Have you heard? How many of you heard these names? right? How many of you do like to do yoga? Raise your hand. Really good. It's very good, my dear friends, for health, for flexibility, for developing strength. Please consider doing it at least for 10-15 minutes every day, if not more. It will help you lifelong. Health is everything, right? Health is very, very important. So do some asanas every day for flexibility, for good health, for stretching, for moving our muscles. It's very important. It's like a machine, right? We just said what we don't use, we lose. If we don't use our body properly by stretching, by building the right muscle, by stretching our different body parts, we will have to pay the price later. Right now, you're all young and very, like active, healthy. But if you develop this practice, as we say, that flexibility, when we develop it before 15 or even before 10, it's much easy. Right? Afterwards, it gets hard, right? Try to touch on your palms to the ground as you are standing without bending the knee. If you can do it, that means you have some flexibility. If you can touch your head to the knee, right? Shall I show you a quick video? Someone sent me this of a girl who was like so flexible. And maybe I'll send later because it'll take a few minutes to find that. But that may inspire you. She is 10 years old and she is teaching the whole world yoga. Has 1 million followers, right? Something, and her flexibility was quite impressive for sure. Anyways, so that was asana, right? Yam, niyam, asana. Asana is the poses, and then what else? Yam, niyam, rules and regulations, do's and don'ts, right? So some certain things we have to do, niyam, rules and regulations. Then asana, movement, and pranayam is breath, like anulom, vilom, like taking breath from one nostril, releasing from the other, kapalbhati, etc. Then all these help, the do's and don'ts, the pranayam, the asana, the healthy body helps for what? For to remove the senses away from the materialistic things and focus on the right things, dharana. Then we'll be able to focus, concentrate, and we'll be able to have better dhyana. Dhyana means to meditate on the Lord. And then we'll be able to have samadhi, which is the eighth limb. Okay? The eighth limb is samadhi. This is the Ashtanga Yoga, Ashtanga, 8 limbs. So there's a beautiful image here, which I can copy and share. Okay, so yam, niyam, asana, pranayam, pratyahara, dharana, dhyan, and samadhi. So these are the 8 limbs of Ashtanga Yoga. Okay, do's and don'ts, right? Self-restraint, do's, asana, right? Postures for flexibility, good health, breathing, pranayama, pratyahara is pratyahara. Double check the Sanskrit. Dharana, fixing our mind, and then on the meditating on the Lord, and then union with the Lord. Okay. Do you want to know the 12 forests of Raja? Like Madhuvan is one, Vrindavan is one. There are 12 forests of Raja. How many of you know the names? Okay, let's try to see if you know some names. 12 forests of Raja. There are 12 forests. Can you try to name some? Okay, Madhuvan, yes, good. That we just learned. So, and next time when you go to Raja, you can try to visit all these. Vrindavan, beautiful. Yes. Bhandirvan, yeah, Bhandirvan, right? Bhandirvan. Mm-hmm. Madhuvan, okay, Madhuvan we already wrote. Talavan, where this, which pastime happened? Tal fruit pastime. Have you seen in Little Krishna? Yes. So that pastime happened in Talavan. Talavan is beautiful tal trees. Lohavan, yes. Someone wrote. Then Talavan. Who was the demon who was taking care of the tal trees? Anyone knows? Yes, Ansh. Yes, Dhenukasura. He was taking care of the tal trees, the big tal trees with the tal fruit. Lohavan, Pandirvan. What else? Kadirvan. Okay. Kamyavan. No, no, Kamyavan is different. Did you all write Bhandirvan? Everyone type. Well, forests of Raja. Madhuvan, Talvan, Kumudvan, Kamyavan. Okay, Kamyavan is one. Bhandirvan, Khadirvan, Mahavan. Mahavan, yes. So this is your homework, okay? You try to complete this and then try to remember the names, okay? So just by remembering the names of the 12 forests, you'll get a lot of blessings, okay? And the Ashtanga Yoga process also we discussed. So let's do a little bit more and then we'll wrap up for the day. So then basically Narad Muni told that sit in a place in a calm. So we discuss Ashtanga Yoga, sit down in a quiet and calm position and practice three kinds of breathing exercises, right? To basically inhalation, controlling Pura, Kumbha, Krecha, these are the different breathing exercises. Gradually control the life air, completely free from the material contamination. With great patience, begin to meditate. So all these Ashtanga yoga, right? Breathing, pranayama, self-restraint, etc., to focus on the Supreme Lord. The purpose of yoga is to connect with the Lord. The form of the Lord is described here. So now Narad Muni begins to describe the form of the Lord, how his face is very, very beautiful, pleasing to the devotees who see him, appears never to be displeased. Doesn't When we see Krishna, he's always happy and smiling, right? Prepared to award all benedictions. His eyes nicely decorated with eyebrows, raised nose, broad forehead. So basically, Narad Muni the pure Guru sees the form and then he is telling it to the disciple how the Lord looks, how his eyebrows are, how his smile is. More beautiful than all the demigods. Then he's continued about the form. So in detailed description, he's giving about the form of the Lord. His body is blue, his eyes and lips are pinkish, he's ever youthful. Very, very nice description. His chest marked with Srivatsa, where Lakshmi Devi resides, right? With four hands holding Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. So these are all very, very beautiful verses also about the form of the Lord. From text number 45 onwards, all the way till 50 or 49. So verse number 45 to 49 talk about the beautiful form of the Lord. So here basically he said practice Ashtanga yoga, control mind and senses, sit and meditate on the form of the Lord. That's the meditation. There is previous yoga, so different process for different yogas. And then keep meditating on this form. The nails are described, the Lord is always smiling. So many beautiful ways. One who meditates on this form is very freed from all the contamination. It does not come down from meditation upon the Lord. So try to memorize the previous two verses, and if you have more time and energy and desire, you can pick any new verse which inspires you from this. And finally, this verse, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. He gave this mantra, right? This 12-syllable mantra. He gave and asked the Dhruva to chant this mantra and offer flowers, fruits, and other varieties of foodstuffs according to the rules and regulations described. But this should be done in consideration of place and circumstances. Like Dhruva is in a forest, he does not have, different types of foods and different types of paraphernalia. So do it as the best per your situation. Okay, so I guess we can pause here till text 54. Okay, and then you can complete the reading till 61. Okay, from next time we'll do from 62. Like Narad Muni has given all the instructions, and we will see what Dhruva did later. Okay, so here the instructions pause. So you can do some more reading. We kind of skimmed through a few verses. You can at least read the translation of all the verses. And if anything strikes you more, you can read the purport as well. So we will read from text 62. Narad Muni has given all the detailed instructions about Ashtanga Yoga, about the form of the Lord, meditation, etc. Go here. Right now he's not in Madhuban. Right now he's hearing, right? Okay. Any comments, thoughts, or questions from today's discussion? Is this all making sense? I know it's a like in multiple parts, but I thought we'll read the Bhagavatam verses directly. So, anyone has any questions before we wrap up for today? Any questions from today's session or previous session or future sessions? Yes, Vedant.
So what are the verses we're supposed to memorize?
So the Tvameva Mata, Tvameva Pita verse, right? Then Vedai will post the document also. Then you can do the Sanskrit counting if you have not done 1 to 10, right? Then you can also revise your 3.8 point, I think was the verse which we did, Gunadikan Mudam Lepset. You can revisit that. Try to understand the meaning also. That's very, very important. And if all that you check easily, right? All these 3 checks are done, then you can go to one verse about the form of the Lord. If someone has done all these 3, if you've not done those 3, then do those 3. If you've done all those 3, then you want to do one more, then try to do one verse which talk about the form of the Lord, his hands, his eyes, his head, his chest. So many verses we read today. And then you have the reading from you can revisit the verses till 61, like reading, not memorizing all, but you can read them at least. Is that okay? Thank you, Vedant.
Yeah. Thank you.
Next time we'll have a Kahoot also for all of you. Anita has prepared a nice Kahoot, but somehow she couldn't join today. So we'll have next time a Kahoot as well. And we'll do the reading from text 62. And if any of you have made those videos or anything from the NVC seminar, you can share those as well. Okay, so with that, it's 8:33. We'll pause here for the day. And thank you so much, my dear friends. I'm so grateful to all of you. I hope you had a nourishing spring break, or you will have a nourishing spring break if it's yet to come. And may you keep blossoming like spring, the lotus. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Good night. I'll see you next week. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.